The delivery route.
My name is Jason Miller. I'm 32 and I work as a delivery driver. Nothing special. I drop off packages, get signatures, and move on. Just another face behind a van window that no one remembers 5 minutes later. It started last Tuesday. It was late, around 10. A new order popped up on my phone. Address, 47 Lakewood Street, far out on the edge of town. I'd never been there before, but it was my last delivery of the night, so I figured, why not? The further I drove, the stranger it felt. My GPS said I was on the right path, but there were no houses, no streetlights, just tall trees and an occasional flicker of a lamp in the distance. The air felt thick, heavy, like the moment before a storm. House number 47 stood at the end of a dead-end road, 2 stories tall, for sale sign, half rotten, windows dark. I was about to turn around when the front door creaked open. A woman stood there, maybe in her 40s, wearing a robe and holding a cup of tea. "You're quick," she said. "Last time you were late." I blinked. "I'm sorry, ma'am. This is my first time delivering here." She smiled, softly, almost sad. "No, Jason. You were here last week." My stomach dropped. I hadn't told her my name. Before I could say anything, she reached out for the package. For a moment, I noticed her hands, wet, as if she just washed them. Or maybe not water. I handed over the box, signed the app, and hurried back to the van. My GPS froze. The screen flickered. When I checked the dashboard clock, it read 11:47 p.m., and the numbers weren't moving. I started driving, but the road didn't end. I kept going, 20 minutes, then 30. Same street, same trees, same flickering lamps, same house number 47 in the distance. I stopped, got out, and then I saw it. Another van, parked in the middle of the road. Same model, same company logo. I walked closer. Inside, the driver was slumped forward over the wheel. It was me. My face, my jacket, my ID badge clipped to the pocket. Jason Miller, speed drop delivery. On the dashboard, his phone was glowing. Same delivery, same address. 47 Lakewood Street, but the date said 1 week ago. I froze. Then I heard footsteps behind me. The woman was standing on the road, smiling faintly. "I told you," she whispered. "You already delivered." The others just never came back to pick up their packages. The streetlights flared white, then went out. I woke up in the driver's seat. Everything was normal again. New order, same address, 47 Lakewood Street, and somehow I already knew every turn by heart.
The window across.
My name is Daniel Harper. I'm 31, an electrical engineer. I was recently transferred to my company's Seattle branch and rented an apartment in an old brick building on the 5th floor. The neighborhood was quiet, almost empty in the evenings, perfect for coming home, opening my laptop, and pretending other people didn't exist. It started during my first week. I was eating a late dinner by the window when I noticed someone watching me from the building across the street. Not casually, not a glance, but a deliberate, unblinking stare. In the 5th floor window opposite mine stood a woman. Pale face, dark hair, eyes that didn't blink. I stared back, thinking maybe it was a reflection or a TV. But no. She stood perfectly still, as if posing. After a few minutes, I turned off the light, closed the curtains, and told myself I was just overtired. The next evening, she was there again. Same posture, same lifeless gaze. I tried to take a photo, but my phone camera wouldn't focus. The screen seemed to tremble. Over the next few days, things got stranger. Whenever I approached the window, the lamp behind her would flicker, a short, lightning-like flash. Sometimes her silhouette seemed closer to the glass. Once I could swear she raised her hand and slowly ran it across the window pane. I told a coworker about it. He laughed and said, Old buildings are full of lonely weirdos. But a few days later, I realized something was off. The window across from me was boarded up. Wooden planks nailed outside, layers of dust, shattered glass. It looked like it hadn't been opened in years. I went downstairs and asked the concierge, who lives on the 5th floor across from my apartment. He looked at me for a long time, like I'd asked the wrong kind of question. No one lives there, sir. That apartment's been empty since 2013. There was a fire. I wanted to laugh, but something inside me went cold. When I got back upstairs, I finally gathered the nerve to approach my window. I opened the curtains. She was there, closer than before. And this time I could see her face clearly, gray, distorted, as if painted onto the glass itself. She stared straight at me, then slowly tilted her head, and the lamp behind her flared one last time before the entire room went dark. I jumped back, knocking over my coffee mug, shattering it. When I looked again, the window across the street was empty. Since then, I try not to look that way. But sometimes, when I turn off the lights before bed, I catch a reflection in the glass. Another face beside mine, pale and still, as if it's waiting for me to look up again.